Okay, so this is going to be the tutorial on the practice value drawing you're going to do on Illustrator. So the very first thing you want to pull up is the image from the Google Classroom. So your image should be one that says 3cubes.jpg, and you want to make sure to save this onto your computer. And once you see it on your computer, you're going to click and drag this onto the Adobe Illustrator, and your image should pop up. I'm just going to close this one real quick. And once your image pops up, you just want to click and drag with the selection tool and hold shift to resize your image, and make sure the image is big enough where it fills up all of the white space. And again, if your orientation isn't correct, where it's the long ways, make sure to click on File, New, and you want to change your orientation to the horizontal. Make sure it's the letter size and click OK. So that's how you gotta make that horizontal white box. But okay, now you have your image loaded. Now you're gonna go to your layers and rename layer 1 image, and you want to lock this layer, and you're going to create a new layer. So to get started with this value study drawing, okay, the very first thing you want to think about is the overall values in your on these cubes. So you have one cube that is primarily white, and one that's gray, and one that's black. So this is supposed to be a white cube, and then there are light gray shadows on it. So the very first thing you want to do is for layer 2, just retitle that white box. So now that we labeled this white box, we are going to use the pen tool, and you're going to change it to the pen tool, and you want your outline to be, the stroke to be white. Okay, so to make that white, you want to click on Windows and Swatches. Oops, Swatches disappeared. So you click on Swatches, which is this down here, and alright, so my swatches kind of disappeared, but you want to click on the, you want to click on the swatch library, and you want to find the, I want to say it's neutral? No, not neutral. Click here. Gradients. Oh, default swatches. So you click on default swatches and basic RGB. Actually, you don't want the basic RGB. You want to. I'm going to find the right one. It's going to be default swatches and print. Okay, so default swatches and print. It might already be set up that way, but you want to have the swatches where it gives you those different values of the blacks and grays. So you click on white, change it to white, and you want to make your stroke white, but then have no fill. And you're just going to trace around the entire cube, okay, because this should be a white cube. And it's almost the same idea as if you're doing like a painting. You want to paint the overall shape first, and then on top, and then you want to start putting your shadows. So now you have your white box here. Okay, so white box. Now you can flip it later and not change it to white, but we're just gonna leave the outline there. We know we colored that all in. And then next, okay, and then each value that you do, you want to have that as a separate layer. So now I'm going to work on this dark gray area here. So the dark gray area, you're going to click on a new layer, and you're going to retitle this dark shadow. So this is going to be for the white box. Alright, so you want to find a gray that's very similar to that gray. So I'm going to use this one here. And again, you want to flip your swatches and take your fill away. And now I'm just going to draw another box here. I'm drawing another box to fill in those gray areas. Now it's very, now it's going to be kind of tedious to go back and forth and create new layers for each of these colors that you're making, but in the long run, this will make your coloring a lot more easier. Okay, especially if you need to rechange some of those colors. Okay, real important. Now, there's one more box I gotta do, which is the light gray up here. And also, I want you to do it in this format because, yeah, again, it's gonna make your coloring a lot easier. And if you don't do it this way, then I'm going to take points off. So this is going to be your lighter shadow. And you click on the lighter shadow. Now this is going to be a lighter gray. So I'm going to swatches, and I'm going to pick the real light gray there. And real important, it's still stuck on the dark shadow, so you want to click on lighter shadows. Oops. Alright, see, I was on my darker shadows, so it changed those colors. So make sure to click on the layer 4. Okay, I did that, so I have to change this back. So lighter shadow, and now you want to deselect the dark shadows. And on your lighter shadows, this is where you're going to use the lighter gray. Okay, the lighter gray, and now I'm going to draw that, the area where it has the lighter gray. So, essentially you want to draw